Welcome to Asian Flush.
Today we are trying and reviewing a holiday classic, eggnog.
Alcoholic eggnog is a holiday version of eggnog, made with such spirits as bourbon, brandy, and rum, or a mixture of them. The alcohol adds warmth and complexity, and also preserves the drink.
So alcoholic eggnog is eggnog added with spirits, such as the classic rum, which makes the drink more sweet and warm, or bourbon, which makes it stronger and have a spicier bite, or brandy, for more traditional eggnogs that gives it a smooth, rich taste. Or sometimes they'll add rum and brandy to give it a more complex flavor. But alcohol just don't add flavor. It also acts as a preservative for aged drinks.
And we start off with Winter Haven Farms eggnog. Good for sipping neat or over ice, or serving during holiday gatherings as a richer, boozier, infused version of traditional eggnog. Cheers. Oh yeah, this is definitely more boozier alcoholic drink overall. Even though it's only just shy of 15% ABV. With this, like, yeah, you get the alcohol taste, and then after that, like, I get the creaminess, the thick creaminess of it. And then after that, I do get like the holiday spices along with the blend of alcohol that they use on here.
Yeah, drinking this overall, like, right when you drink it, you get like that hit of like alcohol. It just has a bite to it from the alcohol, probably from the whiskey. And then, like he said, you get the creaminess of the eggnog, the sweetness, the creaminess of it. And then at the end there, I almost get like he said, spiciness, but also get like a minty taste to it also. And now we have Pennsylvania Dutch eggnog. It is often chosen by people who want the convenience of a pre-made spiked eggnog, without the need of preparing a homemade egg and cream-based eggnog, but still enjoy a creamy richness and holiday spices.
Cheers.
Yeah, drinking this one, right away you get like that bite of alcohol. You still get that creaminess, but actually compared to the last one, I really don't get that the spices at the end.
Alright, so like drinking this overall too, yeah, you get the alcoholic taste right off the bat, and then you get the creaminess of like the eggnog overall. Unlike the other one we tried, this eggnog is a little bit more watered down. It isn't as thick or as creamy. But with this too though, I couldn't really taste any of the spices. I believe that the alcohol was like covering up my palate, and basically I couldn't taste any of the spices they used in this particular eggnog. And now we've got Evan Williams eggnog. Great for holiday gatherings or winter celebrations when people want something festival and easy, especially if you don't want to bother making homemade eggnog from scratch. Cheers. Oh wow, so like even with this one, so unlike the first one two that we tried, even with this one at 15% ABV, the alcohol they're using here probably is a higher quality, and like it doesn't really burn that much. You can still taste that it's still there, but it doesn't really burn. Not that too, but the transition from the alcohol to like the creaminess of this to like at the end, what I get is basically pine and like a whole bunch of allspices or holiday spices with this, and it's really nice and really palatable.
Yeah, I have to agree. Like this one, the main difference that I taste with this one is like when you first drink it, you get the whiskey taste to it. But then the cool thing is like that the whiskey actually goes throughout the whole drink. Like as soon as you hit it, you get the whiskey, and then also you get the creaminess of the eggnog. But the whiskey still stays there. At the end, they finish it off with the spices, and the whiskey is still there. So that's what I like about this one so far. And now we have 2-star eggnog. In a 2024 blind taste test roundup of alcoholic eggnog, 2-star eggnog topped the list. Praise of having what many consider the best overall texture, as well as a well-balanced flavor profile among several offerings. Cheers. Yeah, so drinking this one overall, like when you first drink it, you're thinking like you're going to get a bite of alcohol, right? Like, you know, get that little burning sensation, that bite. But actually, this doesn't really give you a burning sensation or a bite. Actually, it's actually the alcohol makes it like it warms up your body with this one, and then you get the creaminess and a little bit of the spices at the end.
Yes, I do agree with what he was saying too. Like with this one, the alcohol is only a 12.5 ABV overall, which is very light compared to other ones that we've had so far. But with this too, like the creaminess of the eggnog is there, and then once that is all done with, the only thing that I would wish that we have a little bit more of is just the holiday spices at the end. It is there, but it needs to, I would say it needs a little bit more of a kick. And now we've got Benchmark eggnog. Expect a rich, creamy, custard-like base with holiday-style flavors like vanilla, nutmeg, and maybe cinnamon, plus a warm and subtle oak whiskey edge from the bourbon. Cheers! Basically, drinking this overall, I do get like the spiciness of like the whiskey overall with this. With that too, like the eggnog part of it, it's very creamy. It's not overly too heavy, which is really nice. With that too though, there's the ending with the holiday spirits, which I do like, because like I think the whiskey like carries on throughout the whole entire thing, and it adds a little bit more to the holiday spices at the end there.
Yeah, I agree. Like when I drink this, I definitely get the whiskey. I really like having the whiskey going all the way through the flavors. So through the creaminess, you still get the creaminess in the whiskey, and then when the spices kicks in, like you definitely taste the whiskey with all the spices, and overall, it's an overall really good drink. And now we have Eggnog Eggnog. The creaminess plus cinnamon whiskey twist gives Eggnog a distinct profile, more dessert-like than a standard liquor, with warm holiday spices. Cheers. Yep. Yeah, but this one, like the spices is really forward with this one. It's like almost like big red gum. Like you're chewing big red gum and drinking like an eggnog.
Yeah, so my take on this is basically like the Fireball whiskey is a very predominant overall with this, and then like with the creaminess eggnog, it's there, but it's less creamy. It's not as thick, I would say. It's a little bit more watered down for that. But in the end, you hardly get much of any of the holiday spices besides cinnamon, because that is very overwhelming in this particular drink. And we finish off with Kevernall Holiday Nog. It blends smooth Irish cream with layers of vanilla, nutmeg, cinnamon, and a touch of caramel. And hints of whiskey adds warmth. Cheers! So like with this one, compared to a lot of the other eggnogs that we've had, so like yeah, drinking this overall, like the alcohol is pretty much there. It's a pretty much a frontal note overall, being at 15% ABV. With that though, like the creaminess of the eggnog is there, but it's not as thick. It's pretty watered down, I would say. And finally, ending with like the holiday spices. Yeah, they are there. They're a really good, nice mix and blend of the holiday spices, I would say.
Yeah, I have to say, like with drinking this one, like you get the heat of the alcohol at the beginning, you get the creaminess, but what really sticks out for me for this one actually, is actually all the spices really comes out at the end, and it really kicks you at the end. And now we have a bonus drink for you. Cafe Granita Spicy Gingerbread. Taste and texture description of a Cafe Granita leans toward coffee cream liqueur or mocha style sweet coffee liqueur, not the custard spice daily egg characteristic typical of eggnog.
Cheers!
Yep, drinking this overall, like I do get like the mocha on it, the coffee on it, gingerbread overall. Yeah, so overall, like this is just like almost like a gingerbread Starbucks latte.
Yeah, so like drinking this, like yeah, I do kind of agree. What he's saying too, like if you don't like eggnog overall and you want to have a different choice to choose from for being in the holidays, something like this would be great up your alley overall. It does pretty much taste like a spiced gingerbread, you know. Alright, so personally, my favorite from all the eggnog selection that we had here today was the 2-star. With this one, like I said in the description, like it's just pretty much a very good entry-level eggnog to start with. It gives you the alcoholic heat, but not really much of that burn that you get from drinking a ton of alcohol, being only at 12.5% ABV. With this too, the eggnog, the creaminess of that is pretty much there. It's not super thick, it's not like really thin like a lot of the other stuff that we had so far too. And with this, it does give you the holiday spices at the end. So from our selection that I did like, or that we tried here today, was the Winter Havens Farms Eggnog. The reason why that is I believe they use too cheap of the spirits, and they just basically, when you drank it, the alcohol burned at the beginning and it just basically carried out throughout the whole entire drinking process, and it wasn't really satisfying.
Yeah, so all the ones that we drank today, the one I didn't like was probably the Yule Nog, just because it was too much cinnamon. Like I like cinnamon, but this was just too much cinnamon, especially when I'm looking for eggnog. Like if you like cinnamon eggnog, that's great, but like when I was looking for eggnog, I was just looking for like a regular eggnog with the alcoholic spike with it, and this one was just too much cinnamon. The one I like was actually also the 2-star. Same reason, like the alcohol wasn't, you didn't get the alcoholic bite, you get the heat, but you didn't get the bite. The creaminess was the right amount of creaminess. It wasn't too thick, it wasn't too thin. And although the spices at the end wasn't really that prominent, there was some there, but sometimes, you know, the trade-off between tastes, that was a good trade-off. That's pretty much it.
Well, if you made it this far, like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below on which holiday drink you like, and see if you're lactose intolerant like most Asians.
And remember, drink responsibly, my friends.